It's the Chicago Cubs and the Toronto Blue Jays. Nothing better than pregame festivities for the World Series. Game 3 is coming up next. With my partner Chris Singleton, I'm John Schaub. A lot going on in this series as we get ready for Game 3, Singy.
And Boog, this is as close to an elimination game as you can get without it actually being one. Going down 3-0 would more or less just end this thing. So this game's going to tell us whether we're going to have a real series in store for us or if we're just going to be packing our bags and going home.
A lot of people feel these teams are more evenly matched. The first 2 games would indicate. So we'll see if we get a bounce-back performance in this one. All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. Just about set to go. And our pitcher in this game, Jose Barrios. What do you have on him, Singy?
Well, the hammer is in effect, and he sets it up so nicely because of the velocity on the fastball. Will elevate that and then break you off when he's ahead in the count. What I love about him, you get into the later innings of the ball game, and the velocity seems to go up.
All right, ready to get underway. Trey Turner at the plate. Fastball for a strike. So we're off and running in Game 3. Oh, 1 down. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Turner is out. This offense is ready for Game 3 of the World Series. Let's take a look at the lineup.
If there was ever a time for an offense to get off to a fast start, this is it. They have to build up confidence early in this ball game and feed off of that momentum the rest of the way. No room for error in this one. They are desperate for a win.
So here's Kyle Tucker now. Barrios in his 10th season, 30 years old now, and he was awarded a Gold Glove in 2023. And that misses. And it's 1-0. And that's outside. That one's spoiled, and the count now 2-1. 1 out, base is empty. That one outside. 3 balls and a strike. Right through there for a strike.
3-2.
Fouled off again, and it remains 3-2. Smoked on the ground to second. Jimenez throw to first. Quick start here this evening. 2 out, top of the first. 2 down, base is empty. Aaron Judge at the plate. he's not going to get cheated up there.
No, he's not. He's looking to do damage with every swing he takes.
Rips one to right, and it stays fair. Now he'll turn for second. And Aaron Judge cruising into second. He's got a double.
Everything came together perfectly for him right there.
He really shot that one down the right field line and somehow found a way to keep it from slicing foul. One thing that was great about the approach, his head was down all the way through the pitch, and that's how you do it.
So runner at second, 2 down. Here's Rafael Devers. And the first pitch misses for ball one.
Well, you always want to come out in the first inning, try to put something up on the board. It's a big 2-out double right there. See if the cleanup man can drive him in and put a tally up there on the board.
Man on second, 2 down. And a strike to Devers.
He must have been looking for something else because he gave up on that pitch a little early. It was right down Main Street. Probably not going to see a better pitch to hit in this at bat.
Swing and a miss.
See if you can go upstairs a little bit. Make sure you miss up and out of the zone since you're heading to count 1-2. Don't miss in the zone because that's where you can get hurt.
Runner at second, 2 down. Here in Game 3 of the World Series. Got him looking. That's a strikeout.
He's in a tough spot. Had to make a great pitch. Did it. Got the strikeout. Gets out of the jam. Clearly, he's happy with those results.
Back here at Rogers Center. And starting this one, Sandy Alcantara.
Anytime you have 5 pitches to work with on the mound, that repertoire can be a real weapon in terms of keeping hitters off balance, man. It's one of those things that I'm going to be looking for in this one. Does he have a feel for all of those pitches, or is he just able to get 1 or 2 over in the strike zone where he wants? Now, it's tough to do to be able to command all those pitches, but if he can, he is going to be very tough for the opponent today.
Dansby Swanson leading things off and takes a strike. Next offering is fouled back. Swing and a miss. Some high cheese for strike 3.
With that kind of velocity, an elevated fastball, even if it's still in the strike zone, can be tough for hitters to get on top of.
Now it's the Toronto designated hitter, Nathan Lucas. Just missed. The 1-0. And that one clips the corner.
Well, don't expect too many more high fastballs. This is a good sinker ball pitcher, and sometimes they can make mistakes trying to pitch up in the zone. Look for him to stay down around the knees to be effective.
On the ground, right side. Bichette whips it to first. Here tonight, an efficient start to the home first, 2 away. This offense is ready for Game 3 of the World Series. Let's take a look at the lineup.
Well, this group is off to a great start, Boog, and today's goal is simple. Keep the momentum going. No need to change your approach at this point. Win today, and their lead in the series will feel insurmountable.
Anthony Santander at the plate. Santander with just one more homer to reach the 200 career mark. Hot shot to first base, and he snags it to end the inning. End of one, and we're still scoreless. World Series Game 3. And here is Giancarlo Stanton. In there for a strike at the bottom of the zone.
One wonderful thing about the postseason, you never know who's going to be the hero. It could be the superstar, but often it's a far more unlikely player.
Swing and a miss. And it's 0-2. You know, one unlikely postseason hero I saw up close, Alex Gonzalez of the Marlins in the 2003 World Series. Wasn't really known for his bat, but he hit a walk-off homer in extra innings in Game 4. It tied the series and was a huge momentum swing. Swing and a miss, struck him out, and now one away.
Well, he made pretty quick work of him right there. You look at the sequence, everything down at the knees and below. And some guys are good low ball hitters, but right there, they clearly had a plan to pound that part of the zone, and he wasn't able to put up much of a fight.
Here's Riley Green. And first offering is fouled off. No score here in the second. Next offering is in for a strike. Darryl Parker assigned to umpiring duty behind home plate.
And Boog, with DP, it's sort of a coin flip on those borderline corner pitches. Doesn't really favor one side of the plate more than the other. Sometimes you'll get a little extra to the plate, and sometimes you won't. It does seem like he evens it out over the course of a game, though.
One down, base is empty. Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the frame, and that's now 3 in a row.
Yeah, he's really settling in and getting a feel for his pitches, throwing them where he wants to right now. So we'll see how long he can keep this streak going.
Bo Bichette up to the dish.
Right through there for a strike. Hey, 7 straight strikes to start the frame. He's got a chance at an immaculate inning.
2 outs, base is empty. That's towards center. Varsho should have this one. Brings it in for the 3rd out. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Bottom of the second. Now the Toronto 4-hole hitter, Seiya Suzuki. In the air, center field. Judge has it sized up, and there's one down. And here's the first baseman, Michael Bush. Sharp grounder, that's through for a base hit. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
Love how he let that ball travel, trusted his hands. Nice job of going the other way.
Runner on at first with one gone. Now it's the second baseman, Andres Jimenez. Runner on the go. Into left center for a base hit. Throw into third. Throw pulls him off the bag, and he's safe.
What if they're looking to be aggressive and got something he could handle? Pretty much a model swing on that one as he ripped it into the opposite field gap. And I'm sure he's going to be watching that one back on video because that's the kind of swing you want to bottle. So many positives that led to that knock. Runner in scoring position now and a good opportunity to push across the first run of the ballgame.
Here's the third baseman, Ernie Clement. The kick and the pitch. Runner goes on the ground to third. Devers throws out to first, but it's 1-0 as the run scores. At the plate, Alejandro Kirk.
Well, there's a reason why he's at the bottom of the order, struggling as of late, but a knock here would be a huge lift for him and for his team.
And that's down and away. Next pitch in for a strike. And 1-1.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
And the righty deals.
Ball 2.
Runner at second, 2 down. Missed with a changeup. 3-1. Dalton Varsho waiting to hit for Toronto. Man at second. Strike 2.
Wow, that's 89 on the gun, and it's a changeup. It's like good hitting if you're looking for it, but because of the speed differential between the fastball and that pitch, really hard for a hitter to get on time with it.
Fights it off. He'll see another. And a 3-2. Swing and a miss, and that is that. 1 run, a pair of hits, no errors, and 1 left on. We head on now to the top of the third. It's the Blue Jays 1 and the Cubs 0. Top half of the third inning, and stepping in is the speedy Pete Crow Armstrong. Berrios back to work. Fouled off to the right. In the air, left field, down the line, and that lands in no man's land, a foul ball.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
That one not close. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
That's ball 2.
And a foul ball, he stays alive.
Five foul balls in this at bat so far, and these two are going head to head. You can see the crowd. They're starting to get into it a little bit more and more each pitch, even though there hasn't been a ball in play yet.
Swings and misses, struck him out. And Chris, that's a way to neutralize his speed by keeping him off base.
And the defense breathes a sigh of relief because he puts pressure on everyone if he can put the ball in play. But that's how you do it. Keep him off balance, get him out of there, and deal with the next guy.
Wilson Contreras now up to the plate. Inside corner, and that's called a strike.
0-1's the count.
And that's
Inside
off
ball.
the inside edge. 1-1. One down, base is empty. And a big swing and a miss.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
One-two to Contreras. Fights that one away. Still 1-2. In the air, out towards right center. Varsho moving under it. And there's 2 down. So the batting order turns over. Here's the Cubs leadoff man, Trey Turner. Grounded out his first time up. There's the strike. Pop foul out of play off to the right. The shortstop takes the ball. The 1-2. And a swing and a miss. And that's that. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. Still behind by a count of 1-0. As we go to the last of the third. And now for the Jays, Dalton Varsho. Varsho needs just one more homer to reach 100 in the big leagues. Ripped right field. That's back there. That one way back, and it's gone. He flexes his power with that swing. It's 2-0. He only needed one swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at bat, Boog. Aggressive, and it paid off. Anytime you have a pitch down the middle of the plate, the percentages go up for the hitter to do damage, even if it's a pretty good sinker like that one. Nice piece of hitting there at the plate.
Back to the top of the lineup, Dansby Swanson. Next up for the Blue Jays. Went down on strikes his first time through. Just missed. Alcantara, a former Cy Young Award winner, he features a sinker, a changeup, a four-seamer, a slider, and he occasionally uses a curve. Nobody on, nobody out with a run in here in Game 3 of the World Series. That one to first, and that's just foul.
The real threats are coming up. Already given up a home run in this inning. It's going to really have to bear down.
Hit on the ground to the right side. Glove side, but it gets through. Now the number 2 hitter, Nathan Lucas. 0 for 1 so far. Off the mark there. Outside. And that is ball 1. Swing and a high fly ball right field. Judge makes the catch, and there's one gone. And next for Toronto, Anthony Santander. He's 0 for 1. Just off the outside edge. Ball 1.
Ball 1, no strike.
Swanson, the runner at first with 1 gone in the inning. Not even close there. Yeah, that's ball 2.
Well, he gave up the home run earlier in this inning, not pitching as aggressively here.
Runner on the go. Pitch in for a strike. Tag out. A rocket of a throw from Wilson Contreras.
Wow, he just showed right there why he's known for having one of the best arms, one of the elite arms in the league. Man, that runner had a big lead at first base. You usually don't get thrown out, but this guy's such a great thrower. That's pretty amazing right there.
Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2.
2-2 the count. I got 3 and 2.
Seiya Suzuki on deck for the Blue Jays. 2 down, bases empty, but 1 run across here in the last half of the 3rd. Swing and a hard hit liner up the middle of the base hit. Back-to-back singles. So a man at first. So up next for Toronto, Seiya Suzuki. He's 0 for 1. First offering misses badly for ball 1. Two outs. And another ball.
He's clearly trying to work him away here. Both pitches off the plate. If you really want to put the ball in play, you're going to have to stay back and drive it to the opposite field.
Fastball is outside.
A rare 3-ball count here. He's been throwing strikes all day. Got to be ready to hit if you're in the box.
clips the outside corner. 3-2 now.
Great RBI spot here. Just got to stay focused on the pitch. The runner will be in motion, so something in the gap should definitely score it.
Back to work. 3-2 now. Swing and a ground ball, and that one gets through into center field. Runner puts on the brakes at second, so it's first and second with 2 out.
2 consecutive base hits for these guys here. He wasn't able to elevate it, but he put a great swing on it. Right on time, good balanced approach, and just blasted it through the infield.
Next to hit, Michael Bush. First pitch doesn't find the zone. Two on, 2 outs. And a swing and a miss.
1 ball, 1 strike.
The 1-1. And he swings over the top there.
A lot of times you'll see a pitcher maybe double up on a pitch. This guy will throw it 3 times, 4 times in a row because hitters just can't lay off of it.
Two on, 2 outs. Liner, base hit. Santander coming home. The throw in.
Picks himself up in RBI. Hooked around that pitch on the outside, but he was still able to square it up pretty nicely. And that takes quick, strong wrist to pull that off.
So 2 outs with runners on the corners. Here's the second baseman, Andres Jimenez. 1 for 1 with a single so far. First pitch, and he just misses.
Well, he's just given up 3 straight hits, and now behind in this count to this hitter. Might be a good time for somebody to call a timeout. Maybe the pitching coach go out there and talk to him just a little bit.
Runners at the corners with 2 outs. That's out to center field. Judge in position. He's there. He's got it. And that is that. They put 2 on the board on 5 hits. No errors, but 2 are left stranded. Game 3 moves on to the 4th. It's the Blue Jays 3 and the Cubs nothing. On to the 4th. Now it's the right fielder, Kyle Tucker.
Well, after putting up a nice inning on offense, got some runs across, this is where you look for the starter to go out there, have a shutdown inning. Don't give that other team any hope. You just hope that he can get through this inning, get the bats back up there while they're hot.
That clips the corner.
Well, the offense has gotten going, and a pitcher wants to go out there, have a real quick inning, get those guys back into the dugout so those bats can stay hot.
This to third. Clement over to first. And Tucker is retired.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air. Lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
Here is Aaron Judge. Doubled his first time. Judge, a former rookie of the year, 32 years old, and his last 10 games stand out. He's homered in 4 of them. That one missed.
1-0.
Base is empty, 1 away. Top half of inning number 4.
2-0.
Back-to-back breaking pitches away, you get the feeling as a hitter that the pitcher's afraid of you, that he doesn't want to challenge you. So I think the confidence level is raised right here.
Slice to right. Fair ball. Makes the turn and heads for second. And he's got his second double of the game.
Couple of hits in a row for him here. Nice job going the opposite way with it. Letting the ball travel and not allowing the barrel to hook around the ball. It's so frustrating when you see a good pitch and your hands roll over. He was on the outside part of the plate, and he approached it perfectly.
One out. Runner at second. Raffy coming to the plate now. He was a strikeout victim his first time. And that's off the outside edge. And that's ball one. Judge over at second, one down. Swing and a miss, strike one.
Let's see if he's willing to use the whole field right here. Definitely pounding him away.
And that's fouled off. One out and a runner at second. Comes up empty as he chases that one in the dirt. And it beats him for out number two. That's a strikeout. No advance. Good job behind the dish. Now here's Giancarlo Stanton.
Struck out on just 3 pitches last time.
Swing and a high fly ball, well struck. Varsho moving back for it. Makes the catch, and that is that. So one hit is all they get to the bottom of inning number 4 now. It's the Blue Jays 3 and the Cubs nothing. And we're back. Now the third baseman, Ernie Clement. Gets the call, and that is strike one.
It's a tough pitch, but in terms of the best pitch you're going to get to hit in the at-bat, that fastball was down enough where you're going to catch up to one. That's the one. When she elevates, guys aren't touching it.
And that is downstairs. And it's 1-1. That's inside.
Well, these Blue Jays doing a great job, Boog, of just waiting for the right pitch to come their way, and I'm seeing very patient at-bats out of them. It's not just the 3 runs they've already scored. On top of that, they forced this starter to throw more pitches than he wanted to at this point of the game.
Swing and a miss, struck him out, and he's registered 3 Ks in this one.
Bogey just ran out of patience there. He took a couple of pitches to even that count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, but that time chased outside the zone.
And he grounds one back up the middle. Lays out, but he can't squeeze it. The throw won't get there in time, and they catch a break as they get a base runner at first.
Well, with his speed, he doesn't get a whole lot of those infield hits, but he was giving it everything he had right there. Fielder got a piece of it, but the way that thing came off the bat, no surprise at all. He couldn't pick it cleanly. It's a very difficult play, and that swing definitely was deserving of a hit.
One gone, runner at first. And now it's Dalton Varsho. He's already homered in this game. Swing and a foul straight back. Man at first, one away. And it's a strikeout for the Sandman, his second of the game. Back to the leadoff spot in the Blue Jays lineup. And now for the Jays, Dansby Swanson, 1 for 2.
Swanson, former first-round pick by the Arizona Diamondbacks, Vanderbilt player in college, College World Series player, all that good stuff, but really coming into his own.
Just missed.
Well, the good thing so far is that he hasn't issued any free passes. Unfortunately, they're making pretty good contact, so not getting the swings and misses and making that defense work behind it.
This to third. They take the force out. That's out number 3. One left for Toronto, but they're on top by a count of 3-0. Welcome back. Quite a pitcher's duel so far. Here's how the starters have performed up to this point. On the ground and foul ball.
You know, these Cubs, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. They've been chasing pitches outside the zone all game, and it's led to some frustrating moments. They've been fooled quite a bit today.
High fly ball, and that one curling foul down the right side. And that just misses. Swings and blasts one deep to left center. And that one hops the wall. And that's a leadoff double.
Man, those are the types of hits where you don't feel any vibration in your hands whatsoever. Such a good feeling. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
So up next, Bo Bichette. Fly to center his first time. That clips the corner. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. Here in Game 3 of the World Series.
Nope. 1-1.
That's outside. 2 balls and a strike. Swing and a bouncer towards third. In time to Bush, and Bichette is retired. Pete Crow Armstrong will hit next. Struck out swinging his first time.
He's been such a good hitter with runners in scoring position. Some guys just take it to another level. For him right now at the plate, it's like everyone else is in slow motion and he's in full speed.
And a foul ball. Green leads off second with one gone in the inning. Swing and a foul out of play. And 1-2.
2 strikes.
Ring him up, says Daryl Parker. That's a strikeout.
Well, he's been racking up the strikeouts, and what's so impressive, not walking anyone. I mean, this guy's just going right after hitters, filling up the strike zone, and it looks like hitters, they're trying to think with him, but they just are a pitch behind. Dominating stuff out there on the mound.
Swing and a tapper that rolls foul. Runner at second, 2 down, and we're at the top of the 5th. Next offering is fouled back. And that skips into dirt. The 1-2. And he chases that one. That's his 8th strikeout of the game. One left for the Cubs. They trail it here 3-0. World Series Game 3. And now to the plate, here's the Toronto DH, Nathan Lucas. And that drops in for a strike.
Well, these Jays, digging into their numbers, have to be happy with the swings they're taking. We've heard lots of loud noise coming from their bats in this one, haven't we? I mean, they've logged 6 hits at 90-plus exit velocity, and that doesn't happen by accident.
That misses. Now 1-2. Breaking ball misses down and away.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2. That's down and in.
He should get a pretty good pitch to hit here with the 3-hole hitter coming up if he's walked.
Lined into right, and there's one down. Anthony Santander next up for the Blue Jays. And that drops in for a strike. Line drive, base hit right field. And the postseason success continues for him. And now the Toronto cleanup hitter, Seiya Suzuki. Misses inside, and that's ball one. Swing and a pop-up foul at a play off to the right side. That'll find the stands. And a weak ground ball to the left side. Jumps, throws, boots it.
He's good. Not every base hit is a liner into the gap, just like not every strikeout's a perfect slider down and away. I mean, right there, he just put the ball in play on the ground and gave it his all to get down to first for the knock.
First and second, one out. And now the first baseman, Michael Busch.
RBI knock for him last time. Now a chance to drive in another run.
And that's downstairs. And it's 1-0. Santander over at second. Suzuki at first. One gone. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. Santander headed for the plate. Now a long throw home. It's off the mark and he scores. And it's 4-0.
Comes through with the RBI. Timing on the swing was good. Able to shoot the ball up the middle. Didn't square it up as much as he probably would have liked, but that's a good approach paying off.
Here's Andres Jimenez. Ball one, no strikes. That one missing inside.
Good spot for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
Runners at the corners, one away. Last half of inning number 5. And a big swing and a miss.
And he really sells the changeup with that arm action.
Ground ball to the right side. It's in and out of his glove. And it's in time. It wasn't the smoothest play you'll see today, but they still get the out. Here's the third baseman, Ernie Clement. Line drive. And that's a fair ball. Coming home. He'll score. Throw to second. Not in time. He's there easily. Man in scoring position with 2 away. Alejandro Kirk getting ready to hit. That one pushed foul. Two outs and one in scoring position. That one finds the zone, and that's strike two. Man on second, two down. Pitch misses there, and the count is 1-2.
Caught a break right there. Pretty good pitch on the outside corner.
Gets a piece and stays alive. Man at second. Way inside, gets out of the way. That one the other way. Oh, he botches it. Still fires to first. Misplay doesn't cost him. Inning over. 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. 5 innings complete. It's the Blue Jays 6 and the Cubs nothing. And welcome back to the ballpark. Started the 6th, John Shambi with Chris Singleton. And leading off, Trey Turner. Berrios back to work.
Ball.
Outside low. Ball one.
I can't play around with him here. It's a 6-run lead at this point. Got to attack hitters even if you give up a solo shot.
And that misses. 2-0.
Well, every pitcher wants a run support, and having a lead is nice, but it can be challenging for some pitchers. I think keeping the mindset to attack instead of trying to be too fine and have too much finesse. Go after hitters and get quick outs.
Now 3-0. They've got a potent lineup. And when you think about teams capable of rallying from this kind of deficit, they're right at the top of the list. Swings through that.
Good late sink on that fastball. Out of the hand, looks so good. And then by the time it gets in the hitting zone, hard to get the barrel to it.
They say you win.
Handful.
Chases the fastball up the ladder, struck him out. Here's Kyle Tucker. 0 for 2 in this one. First pitch just misses. Base is empty, 1 away, and we're in the top half of the 6th. Swing and a ball drilled in the air towards right center field. Varsho pulls it down, and there's 2 gone. 2 outs, base is empty. And the batter now, Aaron Judge. In there for strike 1.
Well, he's been incredibly efficient in this one. First pitch strike percentage over 70%. That's well above league average, and that's what's allowed him to pitch well up until this point.
Misses inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Just missed. Judge waits.
Ball, that's out.
First pitch strike from the pitcher, but then no panic at all by the hitter. Very patient, showing good discipline. Now he's in the driver's seat with the 3-1 count.
The count is full.
Judge rips that one way back there. And that one is out of here. A towering shot to center. It's 6-1. Singy, the ball is jumping off his bat.
Yes, it is. Tons of loud contact. Man, it's been impressive. Knew what pitch he wanted to hit. Spent on some other pitches in this at bat. Was very patient, and it paid off.
Rafael Devers up to hit. Clips the corner, strike 1. And there's the strike.
Good pitch to hit on a tee up in the zone. I think he was looking for something else right there.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. Cubs get one on the solo shot. And this is now a 6-1 ball game. This is the World Series on the show. Back now in Toronto, bottom of the 6th inning. And now for the Jays, Dalton Varsho. And a good fastball to start him off. That's strike 1.
Oh, that's cheddar, baby.
There's the strike. And now 1-2. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. So the lineup flips over. Now here's the leadoff man for the Blue Jays, Dansby Swanson. 1 for 3. First pitch misses. Fastball for a strike. That's off the inside corner. 2-1. And that's in the dirt.
1 strike.
Foul ball.
You know, this is a good time to step out of the box, take it. Deep breath, reset. A couple of change-ups. Probably won't see another one here.
Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. And he'll play it on a bounce. So man aboard. And next for Toronto, Nathan Lucas. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. Swanson over at first with 1 away. Inside, and the count is 2-0.
In today's game, not that many fastball counts, but hitters still in the back of their minds, they're looking for one. 2-0 changeup call right there. Excellent pitch selection to go with.
Missed with a changeup, and now 3-1. Swing and a high fly ball deep left field. This one's got a chance. And he'll pull into second safely.
Showed some really nice patience in that at bat. Worked himself into a good count. This was a really nice swing. Didn't quite get enough behind it to get it out of here, but once it got over his head in left field, it was extra bases all the way.
Here's a big power threat. Anthony Santander. Smoke to right, but he's got it. Here's the throw to the plate. Not in time, he scores. It's 7-1.
Good piece of hitting right there. He's thinking off the bat, that's getting down for extra bases, but nice job of the outfielder running it down, making the catch. Still comes away with the sac fly, though. RBI.
Now the Toronto 4-hole hitter, Seiya Suzuki. And that one is in for a strike at 95. 0-1. Two outs. And the pitch is outside. Ball 1. And he takes a strike.
And he's close as he's trying to get through 6 full innings right now. He's about to throw his 100th pitch. I'd be surprised if this isn't it for him.
2 outs and a runner at third here in the bottom of the 6th. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Good job at damage control right there. They get a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. On to the 7th now in Game 3. Blue Jays 7 and the Cubs 1. Back here at Rogers Center, and now it's Giancarlo Stanton. First pitch doesn't find the zone. Movement in the bullpen. Eric Swanson getting ready to go. Sandlin getting loose as well. That's outside. And a count now 2-0.
When you get ahead in the count, there's no doubt that the success rate goes up. And that's what he's been doing. It's made a big impact for him in recent games.
That one misses. 3-0.
Definitely a frustrating day for the offense. But when they look at it, this guy's had his best stuff. Been painting the corners, working on the edges and changing speeds. Just a difficult one. You tip your cap.
Let's see if he gives him anything to hit here. That one misses. So a leadoff walk.
Well, he's starting to look a little gassed to me, and we'll see if they go to the bullpen in this spot or not.
So up now for Chicago, Riley Green.
Well, the leadoff man gets on. You want to minimize the threat by playing sound defense. Hopefully the pitcher can get a ball on the ground and they can roll him up for 2.
And first offering is fouled off. Swing and a miss as he was out front.
Knowing that the pitcher wants a ground ball double play opportunity here, you've got to lay off pitches down in the zone. Right there, swinging at that pitch, that's a no-no.
Lifted in the air down the left side. Swanson on the move. Makes the catch for the out. 1 down. Now it's the second baseman, Bo Bichette. That misses the zone. Ball 1. And that one fouled off. The Blue Jays up big in this one here in the late stages of Game 3. Next offering misses down and away.
2 balls, 1 strike.
On the ground to second, might be 2. Over to Swanson. He turns it, and it's a double play to end the inning. This one pretty well decided at this point. Midway in inning number 7, and it's time to stretch. Blue Jays 7 and the Cubs 1. Welcome back. Taking a look at our game summary.
First baseman,
That one finds the corner. That's strike one.
He doubled up on the off speed there. We talk about the power fastball, but he's working a little differently here.
Line drive, caught.
That swing right there tells me he's seeing the ball pretty well. I know it didn't produce a hit, but he made solid contact, and that's all you're looking to do anytime you're at the plate.
So digging in, Andres Jimenez. Fouled off left side. One down, base is empty. That's to third. And a couple of quick outs.
Now batting, third baseman.
Now the third baseman, Ernie Clement. He swings and fouls one off. And that skips in the dirt. 2 down, nobody on. Here in game 3 of the World Series. Fouls it back with 2 strikes. Two down, nobody on. Foul ball still, 1-2 count. Right side, hard hit. Stanton steps on the bag, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Nothing doing for the Blue Jays, and they're on top 7-1. Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th. Eric Swanson.
And he's got a nice lead to work with, so he should come in throwing strikes, attacking these hitters.
And now the DH, Pete Crow Armstrong, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts.
If there's nobody on in front of him, a single for him many times is a double. This guy is off to the races, ready to steal the bag when he's on first base.
And that gets the inside corner for a strike. Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen. Ryan Yarbrough appears to be getting loose. In for a strike, and the count is 0-2.
0-2 count, both pitches on the inside part of the plate. Hitter is thinking, I don't want to get beat here. This is a good time for something off speed or way.
Foul ball, it stays 0-2. Swing and a miss, and he is down on strikes for the 3rd straight at bat.
Well, tough night at the dish, punching out for the 3rd time right there. He just hasn't looked very comfortable at the plate. A little unsure of his timing right now, not picking up the spin and location of these pitches. We'll have some adjustments to make.
On the ground to first, Bush. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the 8th.
Shortstop, Trey Turner.
2 down, bases empty. Trey Turner, the next Cub to hit. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. That one's upstairs, ball 1. The Cubs with a lot of ground to make up, and we're in the top of the 8th. Check swing, and he went. And that's strike 1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Swings here and drives one well left field, way back, and you can forget it. And they cut into the lead. It's 7-2. That one just sounded different.
And might have been the loudest moment yet. Man, my ears are ringing. I can feel that swing from the booth. Look at that. Pure reaction. Fastball up and in. Not an easy pitch to get to, but because it was just a reflex, he didn't have time to get long with this swing.
So 2 down, and now the right fielder, Kyle Tucker. 0 for 3 in this one. That's in for a strike. And there's a ball. Two outs. Missing inside. 2-1. That one in there across the letters.
Looked pretty good as far as being in the strike zone, but I'm sure as a hitter, not too good with where it was located. Very top of the strike zone, middle away.
Aaron Judge would be next if they can extend the inning.
And he's homered already, so I'm sure he'd love a chance to do some more damage here.
Swing and a miss at the splitter, and it's a strikeout. 1 scores in the inning coming on this solo home run. It's now a 7-2 ball game. You're watching the World Series on the show. On to the bottom of the 8th. Cody Poteet takes over on the mound.
Well, they need someone to stop the bleed and keep this score right where it is. Seems like a tough task today with the way this lineup is swinging it.
And that one upstairs, ball 1. Activity in the bullpen. Javier Assad up and throwing for manager Craig Counsell. Line drive to short and caught.
It's never fun going back to the dugout after hitting a line drive that finds a glove, but you will get some high fives. You know, when you make great contact, you feel like you've done everything right. But in this game of baseball, not everything is in your control.
Show stands in now, looks at that one inside. One down, base is empty. Right through there for a strike. Just missed. Base is empty, one away. Here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. That's off the mark, and now 3-1. And a foul ball. That's ball 4. Tried another fastball, but missed the spot.
Pretty good pitch on 3-2, right around the knees, but just no help from the umpire.
So back to the top of the order. And now it's Dansby Swanson. And first offering is fouled off. Ground ball left side, could be 2. Off balance feed, there's 1. Double play. And that'll do it for the inning. So they make short work of them there. On to the 9th now in game 3. Blue Jays 7 and the Cubs 2. We're back. It's the top of the 9th. And there's a new pitcher on the mound. Nick Sandlin. Now it's Aaron Judge up to the plate. 3 for 3 with a homer and 2 doubles. Ripped on a line to center. And a quick out, number 1.
Sometimes you want to be aggressive early in the at-bat. He was right there. Hard line out. First pitch of the inning. No reward, but, hey, you got to keep swinging it.
And it's Rafael Devers in the box. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. First offering, and it just misses. Double-barreled action in the bullpen. Ryan Burr up and throwing. Yarbrough also getting ready. The Jays leading by 5 here in the late stages of game 3. Fastball for a strike. One down, base is empty. There's a swing and a drive. That's back there. Pulls it in on the warning track. One out left for the Cubs. Giancarlo Stanton at the plate. That's a laser base hit. Joey gets on base and keeps it going.
That play looks routine defensively, but with all of the little nooks, it can get real tricky down in the corner. Kept it to a long single. Nice defensive play.
And up next for Chicago, Riley Green. That one fouled off. Stanton off of first with 2 away. That one clips the outside corner. 0-2. Sandlin is just 1 strike away. That misses the zone. And the count 1-2. In the dirt, but kept close. Got him, and that's the ball game.
All this team needs is 1 more win, but when you're playing in the postseason, it's not just a win of a game, it's a win of an inning. It's a win of an at-bat, it's a win of a pitch count, and that's what they're going to need to do in the next game to take the series.
Your final here today. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi. We'll see you soon.